Have I sent that group assignment? You know, that's right. About group assignment, people had some doubts. Anything you want to clarify?
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yes, yeah, audible.
Sir, regarding the group assignment, how to identify the risk commonly to all the companies, sir?
It's common to all the companies. I guess the report should be developed for the industry, no? So I want to understand what are the industry specific risks, right? Basically, what we can do is you can identify industry specific business risk first, and then those business risks can drive to some audit risk. So then you can understand what are the related audit risk to that industry. So as example, let's say I'm selecting whatever the manufacturing company. So the inventory handling process. So and then machinery depreciation. The standard cost maybe risky areas. So then you have to focus that and you have to decide on procedures. So you should basically come up with the audit plan for the industry. Basic audit plan for the overall industry. So then normally in audit firm, in audit whatever the company, they are doing this kind of activity for the sector wise. So annually they are having a plan for banking sector, insurance sector. So then that plan consisted with what? So specific guideline, specific work program for that particular industry, and then very easily we can identify the particular company. So then if we have a plan for the industry, what we can do is we can take that and we can implement that to the particular company. So then what are the customization we have to do for the particular company? Only for the inherent risk specific for that company should be added to the address to the common plan. So that's the basic requirement. Right? Audit plan for the industry, there's no specific, the standard or guideline. It's kind of a common document. Basically, not an audit plan. Basically, you have to do a kind of a presentation, assignment on so the planning aspect, planning steps for industry. Particular industry, what you can do is you can select some companies, more than 5-6 companies. You can study the industry and study the industry, study the company, comment on the industry. So that's a matter. So the people don't want to, calculate the any material to the particular company. The company wise, what is plan not be the matter. So the matter is about the industry, right? Keep in mind. Right. So we were discussing about audit procedures. First aid. Last week or last week? Hello. මම ගත්තේ සීල් එකක් ගහලා ගහන්න පුළුවන්. So the date update the thing නේ page color තිබුණු ප්‍රතිනේ
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, the report, the report should be how many pages approximately? And the presentation?
Don't put any presentation. I should update that. Presentation slide deck not required. So you just want to open the Word report and do the presentation. Right? Basically, the report should be less than 10 pages.
Thank you, sir.
So it should be a very, minimized report. That up to you to decide the format and all. So I have given that basic guideline. So don't want to have kind of a more than 40 pages report about industry. Kind of a very summarized guideline to the industry specific auditors, right? Let's say we have set of seniors, juniors, and set of more than 100 staff. What you can do is you have a portfolio. You can divide it in industries and distribute it to anything into it. So then they can follow that and they can do the list. So that's the expectation, right? We are reading about what inventory, working steps, right? We had a detailed discussion about inventory measurement basis and then categories and accounting treatment, EOC, and then we understood substantive procedures. Under substantive procedures, we had inventory verification, So the once you are doing inventory verification, what are the cost areas we have to focus? So those are the things we are focusing about, right? So under substantive procedures, we discuss about inventory validation, we discuss about just that. Reconciliation also discussed. NRE testing also discussed. Analysis also discussed. Third party location discussed. Bill and on internet discussed. Standard costing discussed. Disclosure requirement. Insurance coverage. So, how about this? Inventory aging and unmoving item. Inventory aging and unmoving items. So this one, you can do like a data testing, DA analytics, data analytics. What you can do is you can get inventory aging report from the system. Inventory aging report means what it contains. The inventory item, whatever the code given to the inventory, and to the purchase date. If you have that purchase date, so you can have kind of a calculate aging, or some of the systems you can have that bucketing. So the more than 6 days inventory, more than 1 month inventory, more than 1 year inventory, right? So then system itself, we can give that the expiry date for the items. So then system indicate these are the red color items are the expired one. So then you can automatically you can calculate it. So the immediately within another 1 or 2 months time, some of the inventory may be expired. You can make a provision, right? So then that activity, that calculation of provisioning or getting aging may be customized to the system, to the organization, right? So whatever the system you are using, so there should be a facility to generate a inventory aging, proper inventory aging. Accordingly, you can verify the provision. If you have an inventory aging, first what you have to do, you have to ensure the accuracy of the aging. Firstly, you should verify the accuracy of the aging. What you can do to ensure the accuracy of the aging? You have a list and take some items, sample items, and ensure the date they have filled. All the inventory items should be there, completeness, right? So then that should be cross-checked with the data sheet. You ensure the physical verification, right? So under physical verification, what did you do? You did the physical verification, and the data sheet you use for the physical verification reconcile with the what? Reconcile with the system report. Right? That system report should be cross-checked with the inventory aging. So then that inventory aging, you should have a kind of a comfort about the inventory aging given through the system. And you should ensure the exact date, purchase date. So what you can do to ensure that, you can select a sample and check the purchase date. So then you have a comfort about the inventory. And then you can identify what are the non-moving items. So some of the cases, non-moving items in a hardware, some of the cases, non-moving items are there, still that items are worth. Some of the items, so the is creating a more value nowadays, right? If you have kind of a stock, having more number of days for the expire date, So we have kind of a the value creation over there. Okay, බඩුවල ගණන් වැඩි වෙනකොට so we have a kind of a wealth over there. එතකොට it depends on your the expire period of the goods. If you are dealing with kind of a perishable items, vegetable or something like that, very short lifespan. For dairy products, short lifespan. If it is so, you have to be very careful about what? The expire date. Investigation. What cement තියෙනවා hard glass. Cement stock එක ගන්නවා බලන්න expire date කොහොමද කියලා. Expire date නැත්නම් usable condition එකේ නැති වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Keep in mind over that the inventory verification is a very practical activity you can perform as auditor. Should use your common sense with your skepticism to complete the inventory verification. Okay, so then disclosures. In case 2, required disclosure should be there once you are finalizing your financial statements, right? So if you have insurance coverage, you have to mention. Definitely, if you are dealing with a large amount of stock, you should have a insurance coverage. Keep in mind. As auditor, you have to ensure that as well. So what else? Standard costing done. Done. Yes. You can mention here some one item. Then the cutoff testing. This one is the last. So I have given the here. I have mentioned the steps. Auditing cutoff of inventory, right? So you have to mention over here. That's a key audit substantive procedures for inventory. Then the cutoff testing. Cutoff testing. What it means is to ensure the completeness of the inventory. So the whatever the relevant inventory for the relevant period should be recorded. So what you can do? So you can take last year. So then next year, first year, first set of year, first invoices, right? To ensure that all the last set of year recorded to this period as inventory. So the first year, first invoice set of invoices, year invoice is used inventory for that first time. Yeah. So what is the source document you should use to recognize inventory? What is that? Yeah, is that? Okay, but what do you think? Here with it. Yes. Then inventory we don't want to be in our location. So some of the inventory may be at seller's location. Some of the inventory may be put in transit. Some items may be in the foreign country. Some items may be in the put in transit at the ship. Oh, yeah, bus. So the invoice may be the document so that this can record the transfer invoice. And after issuing the invoice, there's no kind of a the payment. Sometimes the payment won't be happen. Payment may be happen after the 50 days time. There will be credit created, right? Invoice is a document. So they are dispatching, they are transferring that. This can go to the customer. Would receive note. A certificate, even at our receive note. Then I will send it to a card over. You not use that. It has used to follow. Take insurance. There are appointment report. To get a most accurate document is the last invoice. First invoice. Invoice, I have there. Invoice. Sequence already had for different suppliers, different invoices. That's why I told DRA. DRA. Kind of internal document, right? Internal document. You may have a sequence. You can change that parallel to the invoice. So then invoice, now you have to change that invoice handling process. How you are keeping the received invoices? Is there a numbering format? So we have different letterheads, different formats of invoices. What you can do is, after receiving your invoice, you have a numbering format. First one, second one, likewise. You can follow that to verify the account. So that depends on your organization. You can decide. So the inventory cutoff is a key element. You can perform to ensure the inventory balance. The inventory active again. So then here what I mentioned is audit procedure with the assessor. So බලයි මේ මොනවද කියලා. මෙන්න මේ ටික මොනවද දැන් ප්‍රශ්නේ ළමයි හො මේ ටික මොනවද? මේ සෙට් එක මොනවද? මේ මොනවද කියලා. එහෙම දෙන්න එපා දුවත්. මොනවද කියලා. මේවම තමයි ඒක detail ඉරලා දෙනවා. Same procedures are there. Take the bill and all evidence. Verify an inventory here for third parties not included in the year-end inventory figure. So the detailed work set is there with the link to the relevant assessor. Right? You can follow this. There's a question relating to inventory. You have to use these steps. Then what we did was, we discussed about inventory count separately. So what are the areas you have to focus once you are planning an inventory verification? Inventory verification practically inventory verification you have to perform floor to sheet floor testing. You have to ensure the locations. You should have an expert knowledge on that if it is necessary. Otherwise, what count කරන්න තියෙන්නේ මේ finished goods වල හරි let's say garment items. You can count, right? You don't want the kind of a technical knowledge. But some industries, let's say petroleum or whatever the chemical related industry or kind of a pharmacy, right? You are doing inventory verification. You don't know about the exact names and the expiry date and all about the drugs. So then you have to have kind of an expert. Expert meaning kind of a pharmacist or a doctor. You have to join company with him and you have to do the verification. Otherwise, what maybe it's a pendulum, maybe it's a go on a management. I made to take with the glove, I made the thing. A becoming was had no money, I have attended the may then you have to be more focused So they can't play around the inventory. Play around can inventory arena. Technically, what I know, maybe but they then keep in mind, once you are performing your inventory verification, you have to be very sharp. Otherwise, they will taking different action to focus picture. So it is some companies. Some of them are not that habit. They want to have the exact inventory to the books. So they are very good at it. Very genuine. So here I have mentioned whether the assistance of audit expert is required. So what the system report you can get? Timing of the count. Some of the count to take time. To take 2-3 days time. You have to plan accordingly. Some count. I mean inventory, not that much inventory is a biological asset. Wow, make a count control පියාඹලා තව දැනකට යනවා. කොහොමද count කරන්නේ? I know full count කරන්නේ. Birds count. ඒක කොහොමද මේ මල්ලල්ලා count කරනවද? එහෙම count කරන්න බෑ. කොහොමද count කරන්නේ? අහන්න තියෙන කුකුල් සායම් කියලා જાතිය. කුකුල් සායම් අපිට නෑ. ඒක ඉන්වෙන්ටරි count එක කරලා කුකුල් සායම් කරලා. අපි count කරනකොට මේ bird की කුකුල් සායම් ගන්නවා. දැන් පියාඹල ගියා එයා count කරපු bird කියන්නේ. බලනකොට මේ කුකුල් සායම් වල කුඩු ඉන්නේ කියලා නේද? කුකුල් related වෙන දේ නෑ. කුකුල් සායම් නෑ. ඒ හල්තියනේ පාට. The preschool we have some to get the teachers are asking to bring some colors, right? Color sand and some dust. Color that we are using kind of color dye, right? So let's go to Kusaya. I don't know exactly which name. Kusaya. So that item are using for bird counts. What we are doing is once you are counting, you are painting that bird. So then they are going here and there. Then it will be not be duplicated, right? That's how we have counting. So then have a cage game count. So we have same age, 10 cage, right? So we can count 1 cage. And 1 kg into 5 kg. 1 kg we have 100 into 5 kgs, 500. That's it, the approximation. One hammer, maybe we can count that. So the different techniques can be used for different inventory methods. Okay? Keep in mind that. Right. එතකොට යනකොට ඉන්වෙන්ටරි කවුන්ට් එකට යනකොට කුසායන් කරන යන්න බැරුණොත් බර්ඩ්ලා අල්ලන්න තමයි ඉන්නේ. එහෙම අල්ලන්න මේ පැත්තට දාගන්න ඊට පස්සේ මේ ටික කවුන්ට් කරනවා. හරි. It will make life very difficult. Right. Inventory control we discussed, right? Then inventory valuation also last week we discussed, I guess. Validation. Inventory is a balance. You have to ensure the count and the value. Inventory, the balance sheet, the inventory balance. Because it's the count multiplied by the value. From inventory verification, we are getting the comfort about the number of quantity count. And then the value. For value, we have a guideline from the standard cost and NRE varies. So there is no. So then that should be evaluated. You have to select a sample and you have to ensure that they have used the correct counting treatment. You have to evaluate the cost and the ability varies. So cost and another, you can you can get the same portfolio. Same portfolio you cross check with the fiscal account and check with the aging and take that risk. So then that should be tallied with the physical verification, right? And then what can do is we can select a sample and verify the cost. Cost and verify the take some invoices and check the costing. It may be 5 4, whatever the costing. And then cross check with the NRV calculation. That judgmental. That should be done by the management, right? How can you check that? Net realizable value. So that's up to you to decide. How can you check the NRV? So you have to ensure that is there a possibility to sell this. Then what you can do is you can check reason selling invoices. Or you can check kind of a price list in the market. What's the sellable value in the market of this item? The market value, basically. That's a net realizable value. That's a realizable value. Net realizable value. Whatever the cost incurred to your selling transaction is a deduction. That is net realizable value. So then, some of the items you can't get the net realizable value. So, if the market is at 30 days, so then you have inventory. Inventory you have material and WIP. Material you may have don't have actually active market. You can sell it out, right? Then so you are not planning to produce that. You have changed your mind and you are going to sell it out again. You can sell it to another manufacturer, right? So how about the work in progress? Target other thing. There are net realizable value. So right, that's not net realizable. To that stage, you have a realizable value after finishing your process, right? So then what we have to do? You have to have kind of a assumption, cost approximation, cost equal to the net realizable value. Otherwise, you can do what you can do. You can get the so the this item already we have incurred 1,000 cost. We have to incur another 500,000 to finish this. After finishing this, the realizable value. So that for finish we have a realizable value. So we can get this much. For this much of realizable value, we have to incur this much of cost. So then, ultimate realizable value is this. But already we have incurred this much of cost. So then you can take that with others. You getting what I'm saying? Basically, hybrid attention is fine. That's the basic requirement. Hybrid can add plus virtually, it can add intellectually. So the mind should be here. Or bala getting them to the hand that see the you can break the momentum. Otherwise, there are here. Subject but I had the normal situation. What are they? You allow them to if they hit the gap. And then, not the Colombo, you know, to inventory is a faster for that case. There. Don't get afraid about the kind of a depression or something like that. Then I have a normal situation, right? You have to break the momentum. So, I can do it. It's the holiday. I'm not taking it. ටික කතා කරනවා. ඒකෝට පච්චේ කියනවා. යාළුවෝ කතා කරා benefit. මොකද යාළුවෝ කතා කරලා රහත යනවා. ලාස්ටික් කියන්නේ මම කතා කරලා දෙපා ගන්නේ. Your friend something, someone added something to the lecture. You create a note. Starting a mother exam. If you are giving me kind of answer, and you are getting the first class to the I might know where the lava to the rest of the game. If you count again, Mama, wow, the rest of it. So the auditor forever mother guy. I said, Mommy, when we get to the good to the idea and then we pass it. So it's creating confidence. The paper that we is the first time. That's about I don't know the examination, degree, the learning is kind of a mental situation. So that's about the confidence. That's solely not about the content and the knowledge. That's about the kind of a mix. The contribution, attention, passion, everything. It's about learning, not the knowledge fact and getting that. Learn that. That learn having in that's terrible. So that's what I'm telling to my working colleagues as well. People, what they are doing is, yesterday also we had a discussion. Whole discussion, they are going to take notes. I'm not taking any notes. So then, taking notes is a kind of a habit we are using as a general student, right? So that habit you are repeating to the organization as well. Taking all the notes. So you are spending time, once you are having a meeting, you are spending more time to taking notes. So you are not carrying out, you are not keeping about your attention to the discussion. What you are doing is your focus is to cover the whole notes. The notes one and the notes are really you can't do a proper discussion. You can't clarify things. You can in that on-site discussion you can't rationalize. You should have ability to clarify things at that moment. So they are telling some contradictory things. So in that moment, you have to analyze on your mind with your previous knowledge, with the the current economic condition. You can ask question, how you are going to do this now? So then, without clarifying those things, what you are going to do is you are going to take notes. They are getting on a they are if there's a repercussion about the discussion, you have to refer the note again. Don't depend on the notes. So the matter is what? Not about the note. The matter is about the skill knowledge you have. What is not taken? Then take accounting conduct. So the company have a sole company and the owners are two different parties. So they can't, do transaction. They can do transaction, but we have to identify that as two separate individuals. That's about entity concept, right? Because I know that. I know. එතකොට වාගේ නෝට් එකයි වයි අතර මොකද වෙන්නේ? entity concept එක දිගට. වාගේ නෝට් එක වාගේ ඇඟිලි එළිය තියෙන කැලලක් වාගේ නෝට් එක වාගේ කැලලක් වාගේ නෙමෙයි. වාගේ like examining කරනවා. open question වාගේ. වාගේ නෙමෙයි කියන හිතන නෝට් එක. එතකොට වාගේ කරන්නේ නෝට් එක independent එකක්. I usually like that. That's a must. So then, anytime you can use that knowledge. That's easy. That should be there. So after being an accounting graduate, you should have tax, finance, accounting, audit, a bit about forensic accounting. So you should be a kind of a professional accountant. So like A P level like the creator try करा. तो रोने ताने तक गया और अकाउंट के लिए ऑडिट करा तो बोला बैंक के लिए किया वो बैंक है बैंक के लिए अकाउंट का they are asking they so my profession they are asking so many questions about tax rate and insurance and everything बैंक के खाते आना it took around more than 2 hours had a discussion about different tax rate and wow already done in that tax rate can audit expert nowadays I'm doing internal audits lecturing about corporate reporting and auditing even in corner non I tax expert tax very and what so then that sense would be there. That's my advice. Well, I mean, what you take a pass and this pass it to go. It's a game of play. Audit passing is an idle byproduct. But what a lot of validity and road. It is not fashion. It is what CFO can. What are there? Finance, accounting, tax. You are there. So that's the outcome. That's the passion you should have after having this. Focus on that. Ask from you, are you ready for that kind of knowledge hub? Basically, knowledge hub. Different levels. Whatever the field you are in. If you are a kind of a CEO about kind of a textile company, so that about that area, you have to be an expert on that. To do that, you have to have that practical sense. एक तो समय डिग्री की कर तो डॉट डिग्री का करा तो क्या है अरे पावर लरेंगे यार कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं है देखो तो असाइनमेंट करना है ग्रुप हमसे ग्रुप पर हम लीडर के लोग ग्रुप असाइनमेंट के ऊपर के अंदर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट वाह के ऐसे कि the other here. Group work is the I want to that. I tell me for them, everything will be there. I mean, for the day, I mean, you know, I think they do the class. Group pair the last individual there. People who are joining virtually. But group no. Right. What do you think? What group pair is asked the same? Group pair. Oh, that's not it. Negative answer. Good answer. Next. Assignment just वादन नहीं देंगे इमान किधर है ये तारा नहीं टेस्ट कराने पाए ग्रुप पर के लिए ना खुद पता नहीं कलर रहेगा भी ये को कहने के ना वाह दिवरों में क्या है वाह क्वालिटी है क्या आप इन्हें यूज करना डिलीवर कराना चाहिए have that ability so you have only 20.7 per week. It's 365 days, right? For 1 year. So then one human being have a limited lifespan. It's the maximum use can never. That's done. So wrong development so then you should have ability to get your same quality from others. That's what young people are doing. So that's what the big people are doing. So they deliver, they set up the system, they overlook, they set up the system according to him. So then they are taking the same quality same output from a team. So then that passion should be there. Team must create a department. So department take a CFO කෙනෙක් වෙලා department එක run කරනවා. ඒ quality එක ගන්න team player. Otherwise, you may be a good accountant, sole accountant. So whatever the allocated task can be completed. But you have to deliver. You have to, if you want to be a CEO, you have to be a marketer. You have to be a finance manager, HR manager. All the tasks, all the activities should be monitored by you. So that same quality should be derived from other parties. ඒක තරම් එකක් නේද? ඒක ලේසි නෑ. ඒකට තමයි practice වෙන්න ඕනේ. So then, end of the day, you can be a good professional entrepreneur. ඒක target කරන්න. ඒතර try කරන්න ඕනේ. ඔයාගේ team එකේ outcome එක creative වෙනවා. The one who only usually you can perform and you can have kind of final outcome. So but comparing to that, ඔයාගේ team members ලා contribute කරන outcome එක කියන්නේ advance one. Sometimes මේක නිකන් තනියකට වඩා අවුල් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම සිටුේෂන් උත් තියෙනවා. දැන් ළමයි කියනවා අර group එකේ මේ පිච් එකක් දාන්න ඕන කියලා. page එකේ. ඔයාට පිච් එකක් දාන්න ඕන group report එකේ. self එකක් දාමු කියලා. ඒකෝදීදී report එක ඉවරයි ඒකේ. Professional report එක all objective is gone, right? That's not good. So they have the icon that the issue here icon that the group again. If they can done again on the first page again. Again report where the room for that. Can industry. Even industry they come there and get samples select කරන්න කියලා. ඔයාලා hotel that එක select කරලා hotel පහක් කරන් hotel පහේ pictures පහක් දාන්න එපා මොකද report එකට. Report එක rejected. Don't use any pictures to the report. So the audit committee chairman and the directors are not willing to see pictures. They have seen a lot of pictures, right? They don't have time to see pictures. They want a very summarized, to the point report. They don't have much time. They go here and there, they are going to the key point and take the decision and go. So they don't want to waste time, right? But the extra page is very so එලා මෙලවනවද එලාම කියන මොනවාරි මැසේජ් එකක් යාට කන්වින්ස් කරන්න එකක් ප්‍රොෆෙෂනල් රිපෝට් එකක් it's not nice to put a selfie to the first page so that let's say kind of a chart format will give names of the full page right you can say that convince them so that passion that thinking pattern may be used for some kind of a role play නේද ඔයාලා කියන ඩ්‍රාමා එකක් ගන්න මම හිතුවා. ඒකට එයා දෙන අදහස් පාඩම් වෙනස් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ක්‍රියේටිව් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Right? Then people are thinking different mindset. So those mindsets, those the competencies may be used for some other matters. So those matters may come from different situations. So we have to keep people to use that situation. So we need to තියාගන්න ඕන. මිනිස්සුන්ව communicate කරන්න. මිනිස්සු appreciate කරන්න. That's it. ඒකට වා කියන එක මම කරන්නේ නැහැ කියලා හිතුවා. So we can survive in the group, survive in the department. So then each and every individual want their kind of independence, kind of appreciation that should be there. As a leader, you have to look after that. Focus on that. In mind. So then, so these are the things you have to focus about the group work. You want to be a good CEO or CFO, you have to be a good team player. Otherwise, even a concept if you can't delegate your authority, you can't be a successful team leader. දවසින් දවස ඔයාගේ authority delegate කරන quality එක ensure කරන්න පුළුවන් තරමට development. Then, Amika Pereira doing the kind of a large hotel, my home place, nearby my home place. So they have visited only one time there. More than 1,000 rooms, I guess. It's kind of a largest hotel. Kind of South Asian region or something like that. I don't know the exact facts, but it's a large hotel. So they have visited only 2 days, I guess. So then he delivers his quality without his presence. That's the passion you should develop. That's the point we have to focus. How I can deliver my quality. What quality ka තියෙනවා? අන්න මුකුත් බැලුවා quality deliver කරන්න බෑ. What it is the development. So they are in a research team. Whatever the company, they have a research team, research and development team. So they are come up with innovative decisions, right? So then accordingly we can update. We can, develop our outcome. So that setup also we have to develop. Accordingly you can have a final competitive outcome. So then only you can develop, right? So that's the main focus about good firms. Focus on that. So we are discussing about event valuation. Once you are doing event valuation, what I discussed first, you have to take the list and take a sample and cross-check with the market values. Market value. So some of the inventory items you can't hit the market value. What are the they still work in progress. So then halfway through inventory items, you don't have a market value. Example, button නැති garment එක විකුණන්න අරයි යනවා. විකුණන්න you can't definitely realizable that. So then you have to have a kind of a cost approximation. You assume that cost equal to the net realizable value. With this understanding, you can do the valuation. But you have to do as auditor, you have to select a sample and ensure the value is correct. Now you have the comfort about inventory balance. You have count is correct, valuation is correct, cutoff is correct, and then you are going to disclose this in according to case 2. So then ask as auditor, can you satisfy with that? Are you satisfied with the inventory balance? Your count is correct, value is correct, cutoff is correct, and then you are complying with case 2. Your AG is correct, you have that correct provision based on the AG. So then you have kind of a comfort about the inventory balance. That is the comfort we should have other balances as well. So the inventory balance is going to be like I hope you have a proper knowledge about inventory related procedure. Now we have completed one. Asset, intangible assets, all procedures done. There's a question related to that. You have to have a capability to address that. Can now point down again the different sectors, different inventory items may be given in the case study. According to you have to customize your EOC and such application. The class audit application. Right? If you have any doubts, questions, you can ask about inventory. So then we are moving to another asset. What is that? This is receivables. Another asset. Next step, right? inventory maintained to receivable. So you have an operating cycle in the organization, right? Operating cycle. So in the operating cycle, inventory, the inventory transfer to receivable. Once you are doing your credit sales, you have receivable. Receivable is a financial instrument. Financial instrument. Is this the financial asset? Under your case, syllabus is 9, we have financial instruments, right? Financial instruments can be divided into two: financial assets, financial liability. Trade and receivables, the financial asset. Financial asset. So we know that fixed asset, intangible asset, biological asset. Idea එකක් කියනවානේ. Fixed asset කියවම idea එකක් කියනවා. share එක fixed asset එක. Can touch upon it, tangible, you can move it, fixed asset. Intangible asset කියවම දෙන්නේ. building අදාගෙන පුළුවන් trademark එකක් ගන්න something like that, development cost, software, that is intangible. Biological assets. This one. This is another. Biological asset. Audit. Biological asset. If asset biological asset is a living animal or a plant. Living animal or plant. Biological asset. The living asset is the bank. Okay, banks are the staff is the living animal or plant. The staff is the books are the balance sheet again. The banking. Now, English staff is the biological asset is the books are the there may be inventory type item or set of trees, set of animals. The first time to have a certain biological asset. Do we gain something to show that the biological asset? The biological asset. So, Nadukam Raja, there had a name Raja, there had Dada Managa, biological asset. Take a biological asset. Biological asset can. So, the biological asset probably is public name. Usually, inventory to there. Okay. So, we have to read this standard, right? We have to expert on this standard. Right? So, you have kind of understanding about biological asset. You can just clear it on it. Then I'm asking, what do you mean by the financial asset? Another asset category, financial asset. What they understanding? Financial, but can we categorize financial asset and financial liability? Financial asset is example of that. Receivable. Other how to yes, the financial asset. The moving financial asset. Financial asset take a liability side, take a asset side. So financial asset take a asset side, take a unparted liability. The way receivable got to for me it's receivable, to them it's payable. If the got to for me financial asset, to the bank liability. And then cash got to cash money out here. Take a liability up in our own bank. In the central bank, balance sheet liability. So is a financial asset. It's different with financial asset. Cash for the finance. Product in the biological asset and product in the Ambolga. Selga. Bagay ke selga hai. Senator the Metima accounting. Data can use. Ambolga. Yes, case 16 mixer. Selga. Case 41 use kara. That's a bare biological asset. Consumable biological asset. Practically, understand. Even it's setting up. You can have kind of a history, tones, kind of a hybridization farm. You are doing old manufacturing and meat production. Different plant and animals are there. Likewise, financial assets, different financial assets are there. They can't trade receivable, they can't cash. FD. They have different assets. There. Yeah. This will be good. Commercial papers. Different debentures. So whatever the investment related assets. So what is the definition? If there's asset, right to receive cash, financial. Right to receive cash in future. The financial asset. So if trade receivable is a financial asset, if there's a right to receive cash in the future. The financial asset. Right? So then trade receivable. So what are the assets you are referring? Existence, completeness, the assets we use for the balance sheet item. Here we have assets. Right. So what are the key assets related to this? Key assets? Existence. Completeness. Valuation. Existence and the valuation are the key assets. How about the existence? Is that a key asset for the company? Existence? Yes, it's a key asset. Why? If you have bogus transaction, bogus revenue, your debtor may be overstated. You may have bogus debtors. Without having actual real debtor, you may have dummy debtors in your books. Existence is a critical asset that you have to focus. Existence. And completeness also a critical asset. Here I have here valuation. Since at the valuation is the key assets. You may have set of assets, but you should have a understanding about key assets, right? That's really important. Audit you can decide your audit procedures. Key assets is the matter. So then here we have trade and other receivable. Trade and other receivable. You can go to note number 21. Trade and other receivable. Right? That is the ratio. That's the accounting standard. What is the accounting standard? IFRS 9. The accounting standard. Financial asset. So then you have TOC plus substandard procedures. TOC plus substandard procedures. Basically, trade debtors, receivables, we have to do TOC. If it is operating company, they are recommending to do TOC. Why? You are doing TOC for revenue. Revenue can be divided into two. But cash sale, credit sale. To credit sale, we are generating receivable. Credit sale means credit sales, credit, debit to receivable. So that balance is the balance we are going to verify, right? So then sales related controls may impact to receivables, right? Controls over taking orders, raising sales invoices. Raising sales invoices means credit sales invoices. Sales credit, debit debtor. Common controls over the sales system is having numerically sequence. There are sequence order for the invoices. Reconciliation and review process. So as a reconciliation process is there, approval for provision calculation. These are the basic controls related to matters. Reconciliation and review process. Reconciliation. We have bank reconciliation. Reconcile the bank statement and the cash flow. What about this? Data reconciliation. Ledger reconciliation. Sub ledgers versus main ledger, control account, right? Ledger reconciliation may be there. So then, if you are using two different parties to record this, it's kind of a control. You have to reconcile it. If there's a mismatch, then identify it. There should be a delegation. Otherwise, no point. If there's a fraud, if you are doing the same fraud in two different situations, you can't capture that. So these are the basic TOC you have to perform, right? So then you can add some more according to your history. So this may be different with the bank. Bank having what? Loan and leasing. So then that process may be, there may be different controls over that. Your bank, what is the receivable balance? Loans and receivables, right? So then there may be different set of controls over that. So my advice is, we can't define TOC. We don't have primary TOC, right? That's up to the company. You can just have kind of understanding, use this knowledge to do your case study. Substandard procedures, we may have direct, given primary substandard procedure for debtors, calling confirmation, right? Subsequent settlements, voucher invoices, contact customers directly, analyze subledger, provisioning recalculation. Then, as at the reporting date, we have 8.4 million debtors. We are going to ensure that we are going to check the accuracy over that. What's the distance to this? What's the distance? What's the distance? For this credit risk Sally හම්බෙන්නේ කියලා doubt එක තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. Code එකක් හොයාගන්න business එක තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. To the management. As auditor, we may have that risk may derive from the risk. We may have control risk, inherent risk, and the audit risk. So we may have, so we can define some risk levels. So you may have some bogus debtors. The existence of debtors may not be there. And then some debtors, they are not going to pay this balance. Pretty soon there's a credit risk. You have to make provisions, right? That's creating a credit risk. Credit risk creating a risk to the auditors as well. So you evaluate the provisioning. So then what's the basic substantive procedure? So after doing POC, so you are evaluating the operating effectiveness of the controls. And then you are embedding that to the CRA. That is the CRA reassessment. By using this CRA, you are using the scope for substantive procedures. That procedures should be started with direct confirmation policy. If කතාව තේරෙන්නේ නැත්නම් ප්‍රශ්නයක්. දැන් අනිතෙන් අපි ළමයි මේ බයලා බලන්නේ POC කරන operating effectiveness. So ඒක හැමදාම කතා කරන දෙයක් කිව්වේ. Don't be surprised, right? So now we are discussing about auditing. It's a kind of a continuous process. Right? Basically, we are doing substantive POC plus substantive procedures. You can select only substantive procedures and based on your business strategy, right? If you have done with the substantive procedures, what you have to do? You have to get that results. You have to get that results and reassess your CRA. That CRA should be used for your scope selection of the substantive procedures. Then you are starting substantive procedures. First one, direct confirmation. Right? Direct confirmation. Direct confirmation from third parties. So there's a balance. We are getting the confirmation from third party. Whether it's correct or not. So the way we are calling confirmation, we have two set of confirmation types we can call. What are they? Positive confirmation and negative confirmation. What it means to you? Positive confirmation. මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ හැම පේපරේම අහනවා. Positive confirmation and negative confirmation. Positive means whether it is correct or not, party should confirm. Positive. Negative means if there is a difference, only they have to respond. Otherwise, they can silence. In the confirmation, we are telling that if there is a difference, please confirm. Otherwise, we assume that the balance is correct. Right? That's negative confirmation. What's your suggestion to get a good confirmed? What's your suggestion? Whether we have to use positive or negative? What's your suggestion? Especially Srilankan focus. Positive confirmation. Why? අපි confirmation එකක් ආවම අපි respond කරනවා. ඒකේ දැනුවත් තමයි audit එකන්නේ. ඒක knowledge එකක් නෑ. So then are we responding without any benefit? No. අපිට කියන්නේ අලගෙදර ගියත් වාසියක් බලාගෙන තමයි. කාලෙත් හරි කාලෙත් කරන තමයි. ඒ වගේ situation එකකින් so if we are getting a confirmation from outside, are we voluntarily go and respond? So I was selected to that, and I was selected and to the audit. So we have to respond this. So that's a kind of a next level mentality in a developed country, right? Mentality. So in Maratha, confirmation and how what a valid figure. So we are giving the parents to send the confirmation because it's kind of a process of auditing. They know that. Confirmation and how that was bad. FBA කරන මේක මේ ඔඩිටර්ස් එකලදී මගේ FBA එක නැති ගන්න ඒක අරගෙන බෑග් එකට එච්චරට uneducated එච්චරට uneducated confirmation එක කියන්නේ දැන් ඔඩිට් කියන්නේ ඒකට full so that's the knowledge level we have right? That kind of customer base is there so then sending if we are using kind of a negative type of information, so we are sending that, we are saying that if they are not responding, the balance is correct. So we can't get that assumption right. They are responding because of their uneducated level and they are not responding. They are not that much professional enough to respond for a letter. So they don't care about the letter. So you are come up with that wrong justification. If they are sending positive information, let's say, whether it's correct or not, you have to respond. Then you can have kind of understanding. We sent 20 letters, we got 20 responses for 10. Others missing. Missing or there's no response. It means so that there may be some disputes with the letter. Oh, the letter is not responding. We can't contact them. So there's a recoverability doubt, right? You can have that assumption. And then the remaining things, the balances we didn't get confirmation, what we can do is we can do some alternative procedures. What we can do? We can check subsequent settlement. Subsequent settlement. It ensure the right subsequent settlement. Very simple is a confirm current subsequent settlement. I will have kind of a comfort about that, about subsequent settlement. So, data balance. Yes. As at the reporting date, we have months. Within the subsequent period, if there's a, the payment for that, it means as at that date, we can generate data, right? Subsequent settlement, running data existence, data ensure whenever. Are you okay with that? I hope. So as at the reporting date, we have 60,000. In January, February, March, within that 3 months, we are receiving around 50,000. It means we have received 60,000. That's subsequent settlement. If we don't have direct information, what we can do is subsequent settlement is a good alternative procedure. Then if you don't have direct information as well as subsequent settlement, so then what you do? What is the information for the passes at the end? Then all the problem that there's a doubt. So there's no settlements, no response from the debtor. So you have doubt whether the transaction has happened or not. You have to ensure that you can take the invoice. You can take kind of a special approval and you can get the contact numbers and you can contact debtors. It is a critical one, right? So that kind of procedure can be performed. You have to have understanding the information, the subsequent settlement, the invoice. What confirmation are on a subsequent settlement point? Don't want to check subsequent settlement for the confirmation we received, right? Confirmation should be received to you as auditor, directly to your company. That's why what is correct. Later, company respond करना, मैं वहाँ comment एक आध पेंडर करेंगे, टीचर पेंडर, टीचर पेंडर वहाँ के ना अपनी लैब में गया ना, एड्रेस लगा, और इधर शुरू में वहाँ फोकस किया ना, ये ना, अनिवार्य है, क्या डाटा की respond है कि नहीं कि मैंने क्या same letter से same मारा कि ओके किया ना, और इसका मैं एड्रेस करना, एड्रेस को भी नाम कौन से ले? Direct confirmation Indirect direct confirmation from the auditee, right? For the customer. So that's not a comfort, right? So then those things happen. 2020, 2015, and audit. So then we got confirmation for investment, right? Then a private related investment, we receive confirmation. So then confirmation was given by the asset manager. Asset manager creates the confirmation on behalf of the customer. So then what they have done is asset managers did a kind of a fraud. Then the latest cases they are not that asset managing company. That was a fraud. That was a company, asset managing company. What they are doing is asset managing portfolio management company. So they are getting investment from outsiders. They are creating a kind of a pool of investment and then investing. Right? So then here we have the company. Company has invested through investment through an asset manager, right? So then as auditor, you have to get that confirmation to the investment. So then what we can do is we can get the confirmation from the asset manager. How many investments are there at this stage? Asset manager. We can get the investment confirmation from the particular investment. And asset manager, what they are doing is they are investing in treasury bonds. They are investing in treasury bonds, right? So the treasury bond, let's say 1.5 million treasury bill. So they are investing. So then that investment can be confirmed from the asset manager as well as the Lanka secure from the government and the asset manager. Two different parties. So our recommendation as auditor, we have to get confirmation from the Lanka secure. Why? They can play with the assets. They can get cash from here. They can get cash from some other parties, some other companies. So they are using that money for their personal betterment and they are assigning some investments, but there's no real ownership. That's the fraud they had. I remember that. Demand perpetual treasury. Take a better Take a real money. So they are playing with the numbers, interest rate, right? But here, what they are doing is they are asset manager. So they are collecting cash. So they are assigning treasury bill and bond to each and every company. So then one bill, 5 million bill assigned to three different parties. and they are getting 15 million, 5 million, uh, 5 million. So they are collecting 15 million. Only 5 million bond is there. Right? Then what they are doing is they are assigning that to only one party. Other parties don't have any treasury bond. They are collecting 15 million. They are investing in 5 million in a treasury bond. Only 5 million bond is there. Assigning to 3 different parties, collecting 15 million. So then, as an external auditor, we are calling confirmation from the asset manager. From asset manager, they clearly says that this company having 5, this company having 5, this company having 5. Right? So we are satisfied. If we are satisfied with that, it's an external confirmation from asset manager. But once you are calling confirmation from the Lanka sector, from the government, they are telling that you don't have 5 million bond as at this day. You also don't have 5 million. Only you have. So only one person having a 5 million bond. So two people don't have bonds. If it is so, that's a clear fraud. So then you have to ensure that whatever the particular government treasury bill or bond assigned to the company, to ensure that we have to call direct confirmation from Lanka Central Bank. Right? Central Bank confirmation is a must. Otherwise, the dealer can play around that. Dealer can collect money. They are not assigning treasury bill or bond to you. But you can sign bill in the right. What if you can say it? ඒ වගේම එකක් මට ඊයේ කතා කරලා land ගන්න So they are paying 30,000 monthly. Without interest, they are agreeing to give the land. Kind of a take purchase land. Within another 15 years time, they will receive a land after paying 30,000 monthly. Right? Then I asked, is there any particular agreement over there? This particular land slot allocated to you. There's no such thing. යාළුවෝ මොකද කරන්නේ නැත්තේ? එක ලෑන්ඩ් එක 10 දෙනෙකුට බෙදලා ඉන්ස්ටෝල් කරනවා. එක පාඩ කම්පැනි එක හැදීලා යනවා ලෑන්ඩ් එක ගත්තේ. ඕන ලෑන්ඩ් එක බෙදලා නැහැ. මේ ලොකු ලෑන්ඩ් එකේ ෆීට් එකක් දීලා තියෙනවා. මේකෙන් ඔයාලට පර්චේස් 10ක් හම්බෙනවා. That's not a national transaction. So එක ලෑන්ඩ් එකක් හදලා ගොඩාක් අපි හම්බෙනවා. So such type of frauds are there. Right? So that once you are dealing with confirmation, please make sure to have genuine correct confirmation. Signature is very critical, whether the correct person has signed or approved person, right? So then better to say positive confirmation, whether it's correct or not, you have to respond. Basically, for cash and bank confirmation, we are sending open confirmation. Whatever the cash balances, accounts, commitment, agreements, loans, and receivables related to the bank with the company, you have to confirm. Open confirmation request we are sending. I will show that. So that's how we have to ensure the completeness. That's a very important thing. So then people are keeping different set of books for accounting purpose, tax purpose, and so that they may have double books. If you have double books, what's the point you have to catch there? That's the confirmation from the bank. If it is so, they are sending three different accounts, but in the books we have only one account. Only that account, transaction in only that account, we are going to record that. So the accounts do not clear. That's a fraud. So you have off balance sheet transaction. Off balance sheet transaction here. Fraud. So to catch those things, you should have a proper confirmation calling process in your audit team. You have to select for the sample, and then you have to call confirmation on time. On time, okay. Or confirmation into control. What is taking me until the that confirmation call. Confirmation call करके ना आवे नहीं किया. देखिए इधर लेना. काय वाली ना कितने हैं ना? पास देखना हम लोग किधर ले? पोस्ट के लिए नहीं था. ये तो किधर लगे ना तो देना पड़े थे. और इतने का दिन में बड़ा. You have to call confirmation. The new kind of total period. So you better call confirmation for the interim balancer. If it is a, you can get at least a confirmation. The confirm about the interim balancer. Then you can just roll forward there. Here. That's why they are asking for auditors. If you want to get third party confirmation, get it done first. Why? It will take time. After company can take a response time and वो कारण के लिए बारह quickness क्या है आपे लंका मिनिस्टू दावास दावास से बैठे दावास तुम तो करना ठीक है दावास से बैठे दावास तुम तो करना करने हाथर करते हैं नहीं तो बेटा obviously developing forever developing naturally and then again ඉතරට කම්බල ඕඩේ දවස් වලට දවස් තුනකට හතරක් කරා එතකොට ලයිෆ් ටයිම් එකේ අවුරුදු 60 වසරට වෙන රටක 60 වල මිනිස්සු කරන වැඩ කරන්නේ දැලට පුළුවන් මේ 50 කරපු වැඩ අපි 60 ඇතුලේ ගත්තා ඒක හරි සාර්ථකයි ගමකට ගියාම එතකොට මේ මිනිස්සු ඉතින් ඉන්නේ ඉවත් වෙලා ළමයි හදරට ජීවිතේ ඉවරයි. ඒ කැපිටල් එක ක්ලෝස් කරලා ගියා. ඒ කියන්නේ 60 ලන්ච් ටයිම් එකේ 15 වැඩ කරලා යනවා. ඒක තමයි ඇති. දැන් මෙතනට වල දුස්මන. අනවලිලා ගන්නවා. ළමයි හදලා උයනවා කියන එක. ඒක පාර්ට් එකක් නෙවෙයි. ඉතින් the kind of a basic need. So they have some different, targets, different plans. Then the ocean gate technique, different plans. They are telling personal decision, different experience. So the next level requirement. So the even a visually I mean, we should get collaborate with this women. So the A got part of me, that that. So do it an interesting thing. The responsiveness is very critical. Some people say, "Okay, yeah, I'm confirmation." Response करना है. Have to be very rational from doing your confirmation calling process. Then what else you have to think? Once you are calling confirmation, your data portfolio should be analyzed. Better to have kind of data testing, DI before you are calling them. Once you are selecting sample, so then data pattern should be evaluated. You have to identify what are the dummy data, non-moving items. You have to select like that. Otherwise, you can get a list and top 10 data. That's not the way. You have to identify based on your kind of a critical analysis. Accordingly, select your sample. Right? Then you can have proper results. Right? So the coding confirmation and then subsequent settlement. Subsequent settlement. Keep in mind, subsequent settlements should be tallied with the exact invoice. Otherwise, you will start with the the subsequent settlement should be tallied with the cross-check with the exact invoices. But it need to use. Then what you have to do is, let's say you have debtor balance. You have debtor balance 60,000. There's a debtor balance A, B, C, D. Thousand, right? So now we are going to call confirmation. We are going to call confirmation. Let's say you are calling to all the debtors confirmation. For 4 debtors we have, we are calling confirmation for all debtors. So that's what is the same sample value. They can sample equal to the portfolio. According to this can be. Only sample information of portfolio. Or else you can say this is immaterial. You are selecting 3 debtors. A, B, C, A, B, D. The calling confirmation, right? 20,000, 15,000, and then 20,000. Call confirmation for 20,000 you receive. You don't want to do subsequent settlement, right? Here we don't have confirmation. B and D. Now what you are going to do? You are going to do subsequent settlement. My request is you have to do subsequent settlement for the invoices. Right? Let's say this is 31st December 2022, right? You are checking subsequent settlement 2023, Jan, Feb, March. Jan, Feb, March. Jan, there's a 5,000 payment. 5,000 payment. February, there's another 5,000 payment. March, there's another 5,000 payment. 15,000 settled, right? 15,000 settled. 20,000. 20,000. Here we have 10,000 settled. And again, we have 30,000 settlement. 30,000 settled. Already settled 40,000. We had only 20,000. 20,000, we will have 40,000 settled anymore. 20,000 with 40,000 settled anymore. I'm getting my calculation. In between December to January to February, there may be half settled. There may be another half settled. Because of that, there will be settlement for 40,000. So then, this may be a 30,000 settlement, maybe a settlement for the transaction happened Jan 7. Jan 7, there was a sale, credit sale, 30,000. That was settled. Another 10,000 settled. So then, there's no another balance 10,000, there's no settlement. If you are not tallying with the invoices, if you are getting the confirmed for the whole balance, you are missing one invoice. So here you can see there's an invoice 10,000 not settled. That was at the reporting date. That was at the balance sheet. So there may be a kind of a dispute about this invoice. There may be a kind of a credit risk. We may create a provision over this. So then keep in mind, subsequent settlement should be, checked with the invoices. In hotel sector, this should be done very, focusedly. Hotel data speaker. Hotels are data speaker. Hospitals are well, hospitals are data out. So that's what meant. And to the second, government guarantee a the discharge. Private hospitals once they are discharging, so then insurance company can give the guarantee to the hospital. Discharge is paid, so we will look after the meeting. So then you will be settled at the month end. So is the month end as a data balance. Likewise, in a hotel, how about the hotel order? Hotel after 6 days, and bill one then they want to take out and order bill the balance. For hotel, we need a balance for the travel agent. People who are coming with the travel agents, so then we may have a data balance, travel agent data balance, right? From a travel agent, there may be a receivable balance. So then, if you are checking confirmation, if you are taking subsequent settlement, then this can equally receivable balance. That figure line. Travel agent is under to break up the confirmation. So then what we will do is, if you are checking subsequent settlement for kind of a travel agent, you have to keep in mind, case-wise you have to settle, check the settlement. Otherwise, so the sum of the case may be included to your travel agent's list, so they have not paid to them. So then they are not willing to pay. But then case may be added subsequently, so they will make some settlements, but you have to match to the each and every case. They are clear. Why? As at this date, there may be 50. There may be 50 yes for a travel agent, right? A travel agent total receivable 4 million. 4 million. So then you want to check the subsequent settlement. Subsequent settlement, you are checking Jan, Feb, March. Then Jan, Feb, March. 1 million settled in Jan. 1 million. Another 2.5 million settled in Feb. Another 2 million settled in March. Altogether how much? 1, 3.5, 5.5 settled. More than this, you can say, I am satisfied. We had only 4 million. We received 5 million. That is that. You can't do that. Why? You have to get the breakup of this 1 million. You have to check whether this 50 include here. You have to get the breakup of this. Get the breakup of this. Tally the each case. So that you can see from 1 million you can recover 25. Another 10 here. Another 10 here. Only 45 days were recovered. Only 5 days there's a doubt. 5 days worth of 50, not 50. 1 million. 1 million out of 4 million. There's a credit risk. There's a doubt about receivable balance. So then once you are dealing with subsequent settlement, keep in mind that you have to cross-check. That's about subsequent settlement. And then if you don't have subsequent settlement, what you can do is vouch sales invoices and cash receipts. You can check that. You can contact customer directly with the permission from the customer. Analyze the sub-ledger and the main ledger. You can analyze sub-ledger and the main ledger. You can do testing, right? Recalculate provisioning. Provisioning recalculation. Can recalculate the provision. So that you may done the provision for doubtful interest. You can use net flow rate, right? Probability of default and loss given default into economic factor. Net flow rate. For the doubtful event, doubtful provision, doubtful debtor balance, we are going to make a provision. Why? The financial asset. According to SLFRS 9, we have to make a provision. So the ones who are doing, the impairment provision, LKS 39 to SLFRS 9, there's a significant difference. Okay? LKS 9 we discuss about equal cost model. For SLFRS 9 we are discussing about fixed cost model. Expected loss model should be used for provisioning. Expected provision, not the incurred provision, incurred loss. Not based on the historical numbers purely. We have to our provisioning should focus about the futuristic loss. That's about expected loss. So then you can do kind of a proper evaluation about prevailing debtor balance and do a provision. That's about as far as time. Expected loss model provision. It may be derived from this formula. PD into LGD into economic factor. Loss rate. PD into LGD into economic factor is the loss rate. How do you define this? PD, probability of default. We have 1,000 debtor. We have 1,000 debtor. What is the probability of default? What's the probability of not giving our cash? What's the probability? It may be 50% based on past math. Loss given default. After getting default, yeah, salary then nothing then it out. Then I can confirm how much of loss you have because of this. It may be equal to 1,000. Loss that's what they are doing. Deposit data. Customer register available. Deposit clear. Let's say with 300. Deposit money you start to make it. Yes. If it is so, what's your exact loss? 70%. 70% is the LGD. This may happen in near future. So then we have to adjust the economic factor as well. So that's the ultimate loss rate. So based on this, you can calculate provisioning. So the once you are doing corporate reporting or something like that, the once you are dealing with financial reporting framework, SLFRS time, you can dig deep about this. So that's about provisioning. Once you are evaluating provisioning, calculation, you have to perform some steps. What are the steps you have to perform to evaluate the debtor provisioning? Maybe different steps. What are the steps? You can suggest. Recalculate provisioning means you have to ensure the provisioning. මොකද කරන්න ඕන provisioning එක ensure කරන්න. දැන් suggest කරන්න පුළුවන්. දැන් මම මෙතන දීලා නැහැ. question එක වෙන්න පුළුවන්. මම ඉස්සර වෙලා මොකද කතා කරේ. So we discuss about audit steps for what? Inventory. And under audit steps we had a one item physical verification. For that physical verification we have different steps, right? For receivables we have recalculation provisioning, ensuring the provisioning. To do this we may have different steps that you can decide. So what I can here and where to get the balance. Later provisioning to one check on it. The other thing auditors are the hiring that's up to the auditor. That's up to the company. Company nature, right? Can decide what to do. Firstly, you have to get the calculation done by the management and check the arithmetical accuracy. Calculation Excel formulas and then tally with the portfolio, total data portfolio. And then what you have to do? You can check the accuracy of the data aging. You can check sample, right? And then justify the rationale. PD, LGD, and economic factor. And then whatever the other inputs you use, if there's a kind of a legal court cases related debtors, are you going to make 100% provision? So what are the common debtors? What are the specific debtors identified? Right? So likewise, what are the individual significant customers? Right? What are the collective customers? Likewise, you can have kind of evaluation, data analytics. And then you can check the approval for the calculation and the double entries. Likewise, you can evaluate this provisioning calculation. Decide that. And further, you can do back testing and back testing. Last example is if it is an estimate, critical procedure is a back testing. So the whatever the provision you had last 2 years, you can see the realistic picture now. You can check back. You can check backward, right? Whether they have a proper provisioning process. So then you have a kind of a comfort about this year provision. That is back testing, right? Back testing. So then all the procedures discussed about debtors. So this slide we finished. Done with this. And here we starting from positive, negative confirmation. We have already discussed that. You can just read this. Once you are calling confirmation, you can use positive confirmation and negative confirmation. Positive means confirming party agrees or disagrees with the confirmation, the request or the provide the request and information. They provide, right? request is one is with the confirmation part, the response related to the auditor only the confirmation. Exactly. That's the difference. So what's our in a handle like this? We are promoting to use positive confirmation. This is very typical. The exam. 100% sure things will be tested. Say hari liyan kita menomik. Liyan maka ada ni. Practically case study kita dah liyan kita. No point to. Pote liyan kita dah. Liyan kita liyan kita dah. Note take I kiya two different parties. There's an entity level conflict in between note and you. Okay, it is then I expect to make a comment. I expect time we have a question related to confirmation calling. We have two different methods, positive and negative confirmation. The paper I have make a year net. That's the first situation they are going through. Always repeating things, empty answers. So the move into a next balance. What is that? Another asset, cash and cash equivalent. Inventory, we sold it to the credit basis, debtors, now we are receiving cash. Another current asset, inventory, debtors, cash and cash equivalent. What is this? It's a common balance, right? Each and every company having this balance. To the bank, to the manufacturing company, to the insurance company, whatever the company, we have this asset. Cash and cash equivalent. Biological asset nothing is समान comparison. Debtors nothing is समान comparison. The cash here. Is there a cash in the comparison? Asset the reporting the cash nothing comparison here full. Commonly we do have cash. At least during the period we have cash transactions, right? So that the year end we don't have cash balance in the books or in the petty cash, but we have cash transaction during the period because this is a kind of common asset, common financial asset to whatever the company, right? So then this is an asset. We have a definition, cash and cash equivalent. So what's the definition? It comprises cash in hand balance, demand deposit, as well as cash equivalent. Cash means cash out in hand and demand deposit. Together with short-term liquid investments like treasury bill, commercial papers, 3 months FD, saving accounts, like that. Cash and cash equivalent. To ensure cash and cash equivalent, what we are going to do? How we are going to confirm cash and cash equivalent as a auditor? That's the doubt. That's the procedures we have to perform. It's really important. Procedures for cash. How to ensure this cash balance as a human being, as auditor. So what are the steps? What are the procedures suggest to ensure the cash balance? Cash balance and the balance sheet balance they have given as to the public. As auditor, they have to ensure that. How we are going to ensure that balance? That's the doubt. Now the current theory. So better to we promote the push, we encourage to do TOC. Why? That's the reason. During a period, there may be millions of transactions related to cash. If it is so, you can't vouch, you can't do direct substantive procedures if you are not relying on control about cash. So whatever the company, for cash, they should have proper control. Otherwise, no point have a company at least. Because cash is a kind of a very sensitive asset to organization. Because of that, they should have proper controls. If they have a proper control set up, as a leader, we can firstly go through, then walk through, and then can go through with the proceed. Cash we can divide cash receipt or payment process. Controls related to cash receipt or payments. Cash receipt or payment. So then you can see maybe cash payment approval, cash receipt approval, cash payment voucher sequence order, payment voucher sequence order, receipt order. So then sequence order can be tested and cash cutoff, receipt cutoff, payment cutoff can be tested. Then cash blocker and dual control keys, petty cash management, EL posting, and the key one, reconciliation. That's reconciliation. I'm okay. Done the reconciliation. Let me make a reconciliation. Bank reconciliation and then if you have a doubt about bank reconciliation, people who are coming from medicine or something like that. Bank reconciliation may be a new thing. There may be people, right? So if it is a new thing, so please ask me. So I am coming from medicine. I don't know the head and tail of bank statement. Then I will start from that. I have a kind of presumption that basic stuff related to bank statement you have. Right? So I can start from the mid. But I can doubt you can get that there. At least bank statement consideration like that. It's okay. That's we had by a Harry by අපි ඩෝන දේ කරන්නේ අපි ආස අනිත් පැත්තේ මොනවද හිතන්නේ රැජ්‍ය වෙන්න පුළුවන් පිටුන මාරුපයි රට වටේ හිතාගෙන අපි ස්ප්ලිට් කරගෙන ඉන්නේ මොන දේ කියනවා අනිත් කට්ටිය මොනවද හිතන්නේ කියලා තමයි හැමලේ හිතන්නේ Tamanට මොනවද කරන්නේ කියන එක හිතන්නේ Okay. Oh. And reconciliation is the key area you have to focus. And reconciliation should be evaluated with critical accuracy and whatever the reconciling item. Reconciling item is the focus area. One shall be detailed procedures. Reconciling item should be tested as per detail. In Sri Lankan context, there may be list of reconciling items. If you are doing audit for other countries, you may not see any reconciling item. Most of the cases, your balance may tally with the bank statement balance. So they are doing real-time recording, right? They don't have bank reconciliation. They don't have, they just reconcile. They don't have reconciling items in the books. They don't have delays and errors. Just tallying the life is very easy. But here, the reconciling items come up here. Worst case scenario is coming. So then focus about reconciling item. Why we are highlighting this reconciling item? So the management can play around high transaction, blue bogus transaction through this reconciling item. So they play around. Water management is right around liability variation and in the balance sheet, we have two different risks. What are they? Overstatement risk and the understatement risk. Overstatement of liabilities. To overstate liabilities, what we have to do? අපි check පොත අරගෙන year end එකේ මොකද කරන්නේ ඔනවාගේ liability එක අඩු කරන්න ඕන. check ටිකක් ලියනවා. check 10ක් ලියන්න. check creditors ගන්න. check 10 ලියලා payment vouchers කඩලා check 10 ලියලා system එකේ දාලා check 10 දාන්න. okay ඒක දාන්න තියෙනවා. See, unpaid liability. You have not transferred that payment to the creditor. So then definitely this is not recorded in the bank statement. Why? It won't be recorded in the bank statement. That's not transferred to the bank. So then this is appear as issued not presented check. Should not presented check should be checked whether they have actually transferred that to the creditor or not. Whether still they keeping that in their drawer. It is so the fraud. Kind of a window dressing as the last at the 11th hour. So they are decreasing the liability by putting some checks. The common fraud. That's a simple thing. Likewise, we have to check in detail about the reconciling item. That's the gravity. Why you have to focus about this? You have unidentified deposit to the cash books, the banks. Unidentified deposit. What do you mean by that? Unidentified deposit. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයාගේ account එක තියෙනවා. bank එකේ වාට 1 million සල්ලි හම්බෙලා තියෙනවා. You don't know who deposited to you. Unidentified deposits are there. ඒකට ඔයා දන්නේ නැතුව ඔයාට සල්ලි දාන කට්ටිය කරන ෂෝක් එකේ. ඒ පුළුවන්ද? ඔව් පුළුවන්. වෙනවා. ලොකු කම්පැනිස් වල මිලියන ගණන් තියෙනවා සල්ලි දාපු කට්ටිය දන්නේ. Customers ගිහින් සල්ලි දානවා. Unidentified creditors. Unidentified receipts. Cash received, unidentified cash. So that can be recognized as asset in the books? Very good. Here the bank ticket, account ticket. So then think about this is a bank. So then that was recorded in the liability side, right? So in our books, have we recorded that? No. So it's a reconciling item. Unidentified deposit. It's a reconciling item. It's a reconciling item. Bank record because it's received to the bank, not received to the company. They are not recorded. The reconciling item. That's the reason for unmatching these balances. So then, my question is, can we recognize this received cash as an asset in our books? 1 million I think account can I recognize that as an asset in our books? As a reporting date, December 31st, 2022, can I recognize as cash under current asset this 1 million to this company? Should we recognize that as asset? 1 million. When I get example, salary up account. Yeah, but the RV can't know again personally. Wow, there is salary account. Wow, balance sheet is 100 mark. Or asset in the pen and the market and the dealer. Well, then, before that, I accounting original you can no account after again. There is yeah. Cash debit unidentified account deposit account credit. So we are going to debit to cash 1 million. Debit to cash 1 million. That so the banks recorded that. So we are going to record this. If it is so, it's not a reconciling item for the. What we are going to do? Debit cash 1 million, credit unidentified deposit. It's a current liability 1 million. If it is so, cash book adjusted, then it is the bank statement. Can we do this? If it is so, under current asset, cash 1 million is as our asset. And can give 1 million. You can do this. You have to do this. Why? So I'm the Galle there. And we have to better so under. A payment for reason. And pay that. Yeah, not our money. We have to pay it. But today, we need to get an asset. Why? Is that asset to the company? Asset to the payment for the company. So asset is as a result of past event. Today we are controlling an asset with the future commitment fit. Okay. Today we are controlling this 1 million. Work account at manage 1 million return current approval account. Working approval to pay 1 million. So then if you have an OD balance like say 500,000, that is settled off. You can use this 1 million for your purposes. Till they are investing, right? So you can use me now. economic benefit. Have you the controlling power? Yes, we have control. By to withdraw that, you have to give the permission. So then your controlling power is there. You are using as asset. If it is so, it's asset to you. Make ownership to what you asset take a recognize and ownership to owner. You don't want the ownership to recognize asset. Is the point. You have that control over that 1 million. If it is so, you can recognize asset. Asset that is asset debit, credit to unidentified deposit credit. Likewise, there should be a proper justification to identify reconciling item. Right? That's about. So I can discuss more about reconciling item. I will give examples and exercises. So you can practice over there. We'll discuss more about this cash and cash. Right? Take a break and we do the for the task activity you have a reconciliation. You should identify what are the unusual items and list out. And I will give a second design, right? Upload karana. It's our clear. Upload karana. Yes. Other calling assignment questions the multiple choice questions. Yeah, you can have it. Wow, the main religious character that masih together. 10 attempts, but the question may be really critical. Okay, kapten on the cover color that is. It is one of free marks then. Change so we can try over there. So that out of 20 you can earn marks. The 2 will be given. From 18 you can earn marks. Wow. There are so they will take a break and come. People who are joining virtually, you can take a break and rejoin to the session. For the second half, we have assignment plus a kind of activity, right? Very good. The areas about receivables and focus about that confirmation, right? So direct confirmation, negative, sorry, positive confirmation, negative, positive confirmation. Receivable, not depositors, direct confirmation, subsequent settlement, invoices likewise. So they, okay, so I can understand. Yeah, so then don't miss those things, right? We tested in the exam otherwise. Right. There are more deadline. Yeah, I see. Even which tax leaves. So you know, pop in the previously, I don't do this. Yeah, it's government. I have good, I know about, Suleiman, Roshni, you have to get to run, Suleiman, sir. I was in insurance, no? Hindi, again. I think. But makes them you can do that practice. That's good carefully. So you can deal with people, doing taxation and we separate only in the taxation. Exactly. Yeah, that the format have to take this and all. They have to get to the break up for that. Yeah, they have to give verify. So then auditors, so they don't actually, sometimes they don't verify this categorize. Most of the time these days they are doing vouching. Yeah, the vouching, only vouching. No. So they are checking whether this happened or not. Right. So they have to verify the categorization according. So whether it's entertainment or not. If they have the invoice, they will give the opinion, but they want to is related to business or not. Exactly, related to business or not. In the business, they are making categorization, whether it's advertised, whether it's entertainment, donation, right? So then we have to verify the balance and credit classification is matters. So then from the tax perspective, it's something different. Exactly. So then you have to do another audit to test them. To that, that easy, yeah. Regarding other taxes. Yeah, that NBT or NBT, we don't have this. Yeah. There are two acts. For this period, we have to go through the two acts. Two dates and dates and all. These 10 of us, 9 months. Yeah. Anyway, the challenging is always creating a good, professional team. If you're doing these tests, so the many agencies are there in other countries. They know the complexity about our taxation. So they are recruiting, our people. So that you do their taxation, other countries nothing. So the simple rates for just simple rate. Everything is special clear. Yeah. If it's entertainment, they will mention it as entertainment. But here we have to say it in the staff welfare, business promotion, everything. The different type of categories for one word entertainment. Okay. If I miss that, definitely my manager will come. Yeah. If my manager is, definitely our partners will come up with the side. Yeah. Good. Right. I posted the assignment as well as the activity, right? Related to bank information and all. Now I am leaving, so you can upload the assignment. Have one day, and you can do this activity related to bank cash and cash equal.